So today we have an Asus Q301l, and the company is powerjackrepair.org. We are based out of Chicago. Usually if you ship just the motherboard, it's going to be $60 to fix it. If you ship the whole laptop, it's going to be $100 to fix it. That includes the labor, the parts, and the shipping back to you. So on this laptop, the jack is the problem, so we have to unscrew all the screws. Longer screws are right here, and the shorter screws are right here, 4 shorter screws. So after that, you need to double check and see if there are any hidden screws under those pads. Nope, there is nothing here. And nothing here. And it seems like nothing here. So don't bother with lifting up those pads. So it's like a clamshell. So be careful, don't pry it with any sharp metal objects, because the metal object is gonna leave the scratches on these sides. Alright, and here we got the jack right here, which is not like this one, but slightly different. Well, let's take it out, see what the problem is. You know what, first of all, let me go find that kind of jack, because I'm not sure if we have it, but how about this one? Yep, so it's identical jack. We got identical jack in stock. If you want to buy just the jack, you can buy it on laptop. You can buy it on laptopport.com. If you look online, everybody else sells this kind of jack right here, but that's an incorrect jack. You have to have this one, because this one not gonna fit, because the legs are different, the size is different. So this is the jack you need right here. So once you go to laptopport.com, let me write it out for you. Otherwise, laptopport.com. Laptopport.com, and just write down the Q301l, and you should be able to order that jack. We only have like a dozen of those, but if it's there, we have it. So let's continue taking it apart. So let's see. Let me bring the camera a bit to the eye level, so that you could see everything much better. Alright, so hinge. Now you have to pry the hinge out a little bit. Okay. Now to disconnect the video cable, there is a little tiny film right here. And that tiny film is actually tape, which you have to raise it out, and slightly peel it backwards. If you're not going to peel the tape, you're going to break the cable, and your screen not going to show anything well after that. So now I have my nail pushing this side, and I have a screwdriver and pushing the other side. Okay, so like that. The LCD cables are really important, so try not to break them, try not to do anything wrong with them. Okay. Now we have to disconnect the battery. Would be a good idea to disconnect. So you have to put a bigger one, because a smaller head gonna break this plastic connection. Okay, like that, and just peel it backwards. Now to disconnect the keyboard, slowly lift this guy up, like that, outwards, and then pull out the cables, and don't touch it, because this cable breaks all the time right here because of this plastic hinge. Same goes for the touchpad. So you lift it up, you remove the touchpad cable, outwards. Alright, next thing. We got a hard drive cable right here, also lift it up. And pull out the hard drive cable. You have the motherboard cable from this board to this board. So you have to lift this guy up. But before you're gonna do that, you need to get rid of all those cables right here. It's a good idea to mark each cable, so if you get it from here, today's 12:15. So if you get it from here, just lift this guy up, and guide the cables out slightly, like that. Now, you do need to remove the battery, because the plastic right here holds the battery down, so we want to remove the battery. Alright, and let's see if anything else is holding. Nope, nothing. So remove the battery, set it aside. Now you want to disconnect the speaker cable right here. So the speaker cable is also, you have to pull on both sides. Like that, outwards. Again, for more information, you could go to powerjackrepair.net or powerjackrepair.org. We do this repair full-time, all day, every day. We got more than 500 videos on YouTube on how to do power jacks on different laptops, make and model. We got over 500 different makes and models that we do power jacks on, and those are the videos we have on YouTube. We don't really film the same exact model over and over again. We just have different models. Once a different model comes in, we just film it, and you could see how it's done to how the jack is done, to how we get the jack repair done. So this is the fan cable. You also need to disconnect the fan cable. Try not to touch any of the cylinders. If you touch any of the cylinders, the board never gonna work again. Those capacitors are impossible to fix, at least for us. Maybe for some of you it's a piece of cake, but for us it takes forever. So let's remove this piece. Now we wanna unscrew this. We wanna 1, 2, 3, 4. Wonderful. So let's unscrew. Well, let it be. It sits well on the heatsink, so I'm just not sure if those guys are going through or not. So Probably not. You know what? Hold on. Let me put them back on. Don't unscrew them yet. Okay. Okay. So let's remove the hard drive. All right. Alrighty. So yeah, don't unscrew the heatsink. I'm not sure if you want to be messing with this board, so let me. I mean, we can disconnect it, but honestly, I'm just gonna put it back in because sometimes those ports, once they're disconnected, they are hard to get connection back, proper connection back. So I will keep this guy in place for now. Yep. Okay. So let's set this guy aside. All right. So the problem with desoldering this thing again, if you want to send us just the motherboard, it's going to be $60 total. Yeah, I only have one post-it note left, like that, fancy note, and I use that up a lot. So you can also walk in, and the repair gonna take an hour. So this is, for example, a walk-in repair on Saturday morning. So we will open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this is one tricky jack to desolder because it got the soldering points on the top as well. So let's start desoldering. It's gonna be lots of noise right now because I have to power up my exhaust fan. Okay. So like that. Okay. Don't forget the glasses. Alrighty. Alright, so you see where the problem was? Right here. That's your rear leg. It basically supposed to be holding in there, but it basically broke off right here. So alright, so the goal of desoldering is to remove this jack and make sure the traces, every silver part right here, remains intact. If you're gonna pull on it, the silver part gonna be coming out with one of those legs, and if it's gonna come out on one of those legs, that means your board never gonna work again. So you see where the fault was at? Right here, in the back of the jack. Hold on. Here in the back of the jack, basically here was supposed to be the leg, but it broke right in the middle there. And that leg is basically right here. Right here is the leg. Where did it go? Oh, come on. Right here. Basically, here is the leg. Right here. You see where the breaking point is at? Right here. So yeah, we set it aside. Let me go wash my hands because it's all in chemicals. Alright, so yeah, before you're gonna start desoldering, make sure you know what you're doing, because if you break one of those traces, like, hold on. If you break one of the traces, this one, especially this one, if you screw up this trace, this one and this one is no big deal right here. This one is also no big deal, but this one is a minus and this one is a plus. Okay. Alright, so let me do a little bit more desoldering here. Alright. So alrighty. Alright, so the important part is to have solder penetrate through the board on both sides. So top would be soldered and the bottom would be soldered. Otherwise, if something is not soldered properly, then plus or minus is not going to be contacting well. Yep. Okay, alright, wonderful. Good job. So, again, powerjackrepair.org. here, another post-it note. Alright. Again, we are based out of Chicago, so if you're local to Chicago, just stop by. The repair gonna take an hour. If you wanna mail it in, just mail it in. Okay. Alright. Let's put it all back together. Okay. Alright. This should be set aside. Make sure all the wires are kind of lifted up and to the side. Otherwise, it's not convenient for you to move this guy in place. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. All right. It should pretty much sit in place. Okay, and it does sit in place really well. Now what we want to do, we want to close the hinge down like that. Put a couple of screws to secure the hinge in place. Row of screws here. There should be bigger screws. Secure this guy in place. And that guy in place. Okay. Okay, I need a small screwdriver and slowly push it in from both sides. Make sure it goes in evenly. Do not push on a cable. All right, so we connect this guy. Speaker cable on the left or right, it depends on which way you look at it. Like that. And like that. And then we want to do all this before we're gonna set the battery in. It gives us a lot more convenience with the cables. Like that. Before we're gonna set the hard drive in as well. So what you do is you slowly move them into place. They're supposed to sit in a place by themselves. All right, this one. Okay. And the keyboard cable. Make sure the keyboard cable goes in evenly, otherwise some set of keys might not work. Alright, and then close it in place. As you can see, a white line here slightly sticking out, so I'm not sure if there's a dust particle. Or maybe the white line is at an angle. Alright, should be alright. Okay, much better. Next, the hard drive. It seems like here we have a missing screw. I will double check with the top cover, but it's probably not on your laptop. If you never took it apart, you probably don't have a missing screw. Okay, so here everything's correct. Now let's drop in the motherboard in place. We have one more screw right here we need to take care of. So here is that one screw. Alright. Also have 1, 2, 3, 4. So the tiniest screws go into those positions right next to where the arrow is at, the white arrow. Right here. Now the longer screws can go into the holding the fan in place. Okay. And okay. Now we have to guide the cables here. Like that. And like that. Alright. Now we only have to secure the battery in place. Here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Okay. One of the screws is not from this Opera, so I will put another one in serial one. Oh yeah, by the way, one more screw for the sorry. Yeah, you see right here somebody unscrewed the screw and never screwed one in. Let's see if we can match something up. Nope, too small. Alright, so this one? Nope, again too small. Okay, that should do it. Alright. Okay. And the laptop gonna be as good as new. We also have to put the whatever that was for, like that. Yeah, not sure what that for, but let me put some tape on it. Alright, so that's not going anywhere. Let me just double check that everything's connected one more time. Keyboard's connected, touchpad connected, battery is connected. This cable running to the front right here is connected. This cable never got disconnected. This one is connected. This one is connected for the speakers. LCD is connected. Fan is connected. Battery is connected. And that's it. Everything here is secure. So we can just close it down. And in case the laptop doesn't work, but no, usually never happens. I mean, unless somebody else screwed around with it prior to us, it should work fine. But if somebody put their fat fingers inside, sometimes we cannot really do much to make it work. So let's see. Let's screw it in place. I mean, you could usually see if somebody was screwing around with it, because you will see a whole bunch of markings on the screw head. And since the one of the screws was missing, meaning somebody tried to open it up, somebody tried to do something. What they did is nobody knows. Okay. Wrench. Alright, the two longest screws go right here, basically, right here and right here. The rest go here, here, and here. Right? Let's connect it. Alright, so we got the battery power right. I've seen something here before. Let's wait a little bit. Here. Let's disconnect that. And connect it again. This light went orange. Anyways, let's power it up and see if it's gonna work. Nope, it does work. Okay, so the laptop works. Oh, okay, yeah, here. I didn't turn on the breaker for the power supply. Here, it means it's charging, and this works, and this is the hard drive. Alright, so alright, so now it's all working. Here I can demonstrate to you. You see battery is working. I disconnect the cable, doesn't connect it back in. You see everything's nice and bright. Again, powerjackrepair.org. $100 to fix it, or $60 if you send in just the motherboard. The $100 includes the return shipping, and $60 includes the return shipping as well. So